Heavy rain moving through the islands, and there's more of it on the way. What we'll do is we'll take a look at each of the islands' situation in terms of heavy rain and flooding. We'll also take a look at what's moving into Oahu, because for Oahu specifically, the weather over Oahu is deteriorating at a very rapid rate. This is our camera on top of the roof. We usually can see the hotels in Waikiki, but now it's getting battered with some heavy rain. Also, I'm going to step out of the shot so I can cycle through some of these cameras. This is a traffic camera, Alakea and downtown in the Dillingham area, but we're also seeing rainfall increase across the board, regardless of whether you are in town or you are on the west side. So just a heads up, now's not a good time to be on the roadways, because not just because it's wet, but because we have some heavy rain moving towards Oahu. And we're also going to hear from Oahu Mayor, or Honolulu Mayor Rick Blangiardi, in just a few minutes as he briefs us on what's going on with Oahu itself. For now, flood advisory in place for the entire island of Oahu, and a flash flood warning is in place for the Hilo district through Puna and windward Ka'u. Again, we're going to see portions of the state cycle in flash flood warnings and flood advisories. Let's take a look at the radar because it's just a big soupy mess right now. We're having heavy rains moving through pretty much all portions of the state. A little bit of a break for Maui right now. However, that can always change rather quickly. I do want to focus on Oahu because this area of thunderstorm activity developed within the last hour. So we are seeing heavy rain right now for downtown up through central Oahu and Waianae. But if you look to the south, there's a very significant heavy rain cell that is moving in from the south and making a beeline towards Oahu. And that's why we're seeing these heavy rains start to build up. As it gets closer, it could be a quite intense situation. It looks, if it stays on this trajectory, we'll see most likely heavy rain impacting West Oahu, Central Oahu, and to a lesser extent East Oahu, but definitely in town. There's just a lot of heavy rain and thunderstorms to the south. So this is something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. This appears to be the next threat overall for the islands. And on top of that, there's also more heavy rain to the south of Molokai and Lanai. You could see that heavy rain kind of moving from south to north. The good news about this is that these showers and this heavy rain is moving at a fairly fast clip. So we're talking about winds 15 miles per hour from the south. That does minimize flooding, but those same winds are also bringing in additional rain. So keep an eye on that. That's potentially our next round of wet weather. We do have a flash flood warning for Hilo, also Puna, all the way down to South Point. Rain moving in from the south, stacking up against Mauna Loa. Can't go anywhere, so it just starts pouring along that southeast corridor. And for, again, Maui County, heavy rain moving in from the south. For Molokai, more on the way. So far, it's been consistent and light to moderate showers for Kauai, but keep in mind, all of this wet weather is starting to move towards the west. So we could see more intense showers over the course of this afternoon, tonight, and even tomorrow for Kauai. Kauai is going to be the last island to clear from this heavy rain. And speaking of that, when will we clear from this heavy rain? Well, it looks like by this evening, there might still be some lingering rain around Hilo, but there's starting to clear for Maui County and the Big Island. That's the first sign that this storm is starting to exit the area and move towards, or more towards, Oahu and Kauai. Tomorrow morning, much of Maui County and the Big Island shouldn't see that heavy rain any longer, but we still have a wet weather situation for Oahu through the course of the day tomorrow and in through tomorrow night. It's really only Wednesday that this storm system kind of clears the islands, and that's when we'll get our regular trade wind weather back, and that, of course, is when we'll be done with the storm. But we essentially still have another day and a half before this completely clears. It's going to start first with the Big Island, then Maui County overnight tonight, clearing Oahu by Wednesday night, and what's left of that rain will be kind of lingering Wednesday into Thursday over Kauai. Winds still remain southerly right now, 7 miles per hour for Lihue as well as Honolulu, a little bit stronger for Lanai and Kailua Kona, Hilo at 12 miles per hour. But again, going back to what I did want to show you, I'm going to go back to these slides. The next area of consider wet weather is moving in from the south and for Molokai from the south as well. Let's head on over to Honolulu Hale. Mayor Rick Blangiardi is standing by with a few words.
Typically, it keeps our islands apart, but a lot of rain, and we're taking that most seriously. So without any further ado, I want to bring up three people here that could provide you the best, most updated information. But I do want to stress the fact that this is a very serious storm, and we've been very careful and very measured in our comments right now so that we wouldn't send out any false alarms. So anything that gets said today, I would just ask our audience to please be very mindful of what we're recommending right now until we get through the other side of this. Okay? With that, I want to bring up Hiro Toya, who's our Director of Emergency Management. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. Hiro Toya, I'm the Director of Emergency Management for the City and County of Honolulu. So far, Oahu has been pretty fortunate in terms of the weather impacts, but we are starting to see some heavy rains coming in, affecting us. And so as this news conference is going on, it's potential for additional heavy rains to start, flooding the urban Honolulu area as well as other parts of the island. So we really ask the public to stay vigilant, pay attention to your surroundings, and really don't take any chances at this time. If there's any non-essential activities that you can curtail at this point, please do so and go somewhere safe. As far as the flood threat goes, it is going to continue through tonight into tomorrow morning as well. So please continue to pay attention to what's being broadcast over the local media as well as through the city's H&L Info app. In terms of our preparedness actions, last night we actually opened 4 emergency shelters in anticipation of potential impacts last night, and those shelters continue to be open. So if anybody feels unsafe in their location and don't have anywhere else to go, please make utilization of these shelter facilities. Those shelters are located at the Kalakaua District Park, Makaha Community Park, Sunset Beach Recreation Center, and Kailua District Park. And we were intentional in selecting those locations in anticipation of potential impacts and some of the harder to reach communities that could get potentially cut off during heavy rain events. If there's a need, we will open additional shelters and we'll communicate that to the public as quickly as we can. I do want to emphasize that there is still potential for significant rain this afternoon and going into tonight. The National Weather Service has advised us that for Oahu, there's still potential for what they consider to be catastrophic rainfall and potentially looking at 10 to 15 additional inches of rain for the island of Oahu. So again, really asking the public to be vigilant, really pay attention to your surroundings, and don't take any chances out on the road. As far as the emergency response system goes, the Honolulu 911 system is still operating and is fully operating. And that continues to be in effect. The city's Emergency Operations Center has been open since last night, and we continue to coordinate response with our city partners, but as well as with our state, federal partners, and our non-governmental organization partners. So really do want to thank our partners, in particular, Partners in Care and their network of providers, the American Red Cross, Hawaiian Humane Society, and the Hawaii Food Bank, and of course our very own Department of Parks and Recreations. Those folks have been instrumental in getting the shelters open, and they continue to support the public during these difficult times. At this time, the National Weather Service's flood watch remains in place through 6 p.m. Tuesday. There's a wind advisory in effect through 6 p.m. today. And again, for Oahu, there continues to be potential for significant impacts. An additional 10 to 15 inches of rain is possible. At this time, I want to bring up Acting Deputy Fire Chief Sheldon Howell to talk about the city's emergency response.
Thank you, Hiro. Acting Deputy Fire Chief Sheldon Howell. I just wanted to mirror what Hiro shared. You know, be vigilant, stay off the roadways, and I wanted to share what we've responded to since 8 p.m. last night. We've responded to 47 storm-related events, mostly due to wind-driven events, blown roofs. We've had downed trees, arcing wires, and some roadway obstructions. Just like Hiro said, we're going to have the wind-related one is just happened, and it's more rain we're concerned about now. So we're monitoring, working with DEM to monitor the reservoirs out in Wahiawa. You know, we had a big event happening earlier this year in March, and want to make sure that we're vigilant and we're ready to respond should something happen. Also on the windward side, we have different areas that we have that's been cut off in the past. So we've gotten all of our resources ready to respond as needed. Any questions?
Let's go to Jim first. We'll take questions after.
Okay. Dr. Jim Ireland with Emergency Services.
Thank you, Chief. Not much more to add. I'm James Ireland with the Emergency Services Department. EMS has been quite busy over the last 24 hours. Not particularly storm-related, but just kind of the regular medical calls, accidents. There have been maybe a few more slip and falls because of just the wet pavement or wet sidewalks and things. People have, I've noticed just a few more fall type calls. Motion safety has also been quite busy. We put out, I believe yesterday, the number of rescues with the high surf. Fortunately today, beach use is down, and so we haven't seen an overwhelming number of rescues today, and we appreciate the public heeding the warnings. And a lot of this is common sense. You know, today, right now, there's a rescue going on with the Honolulu Fire Department for someone who is hiking. Really, it's not a good day to go hiking. It's not a good day to enjoy the outdoors here because of just, number one, the weather, and number two, you're going to be tying up rescuers if you get into trouble that are potentially needed elsewhere. So I'm very appreciative for all our team in Ocean Safety and EMS working hard. We're also standing up some of our core assets, crisis outreach, response, and engagement, to help with homeless issues today should there be a need to rise to move people to shelters. Thank you.
Any questions? Go ahead, Rick.
How does the city coordinate with the state in terms of like clearing mouths of streams and things like that? You know, make sure flooding doesn't occur.
Yeah, as far as coordination with the state goes, we have both the city and the state's emergency management systems activated, and we've been in constant communication with each other. For the city side, the Department of Facility Maintenance has been taking proactive action since last week to clear out as many of the stream mouths as possible. But of course, with the high surf that came in over the weekend, some of that work was undone to some extent because of the sand moving. But they continue to take action this morning and throughout the day today to the extent that they can.
Do you have a count, like how many folks utilize the shelters?
Yeah, we have a count of 19 people in the shelters.
Altogether?
Correct.
What's capacity?
I'd have to get back to you on that.
And the Chief could go more into detail. How do you prepare windward side? You mentioned that you guys are kind of getting ahead because of past, experiences with floods.
Right. In Waihole side, we always have the roads being cut off. So there's a concern also with EMS to get access. So we have our swiftwater rescue cache of equipment just in case we need to deploy it. It's just we're just prepared for anything that comes by our way.
Does that mean like more staffing levels too?
No, we have our normal staffing levels. It's just more getting the equipment caches out into the various areas should that type of incident arise.
I'll just add to that real quick.
You know, the last time when we had a big water emergency like this and flooding event, we did lose the roadway in that area of Waihole. But at that same day, we had an incident at Waimea Bay where a rock slide compromised the road there. So essentially, that part of the island was cut off. And unfortunately, to evacuate a patient by helicopter is generally something very difficult to do when there's a massive storm in our presence because the pilots get grounded for safety reasons. And so previously with the Honolulu Fire Department and other partners, we'd had to come up with an evacuation plan in the event a patient needed to be removed from the region from Waimea Bay to Waihole. So we're always keeping that in the back of our mind if we have to move people. Now we have Kahuku Hospital, but it is a small hospital on the North Shore with limited capabilities and how to move people from, for instance, Kahuku Hospital to other hospitals, and even by boat if needed. So EMS depends on our partnership with the Honolulu Fire Department and others in the event we have a patient that needs to be moved and we're cut off.
I have one texted in from Ashley Mizuo, probably for Hiro, if you want to answer this one. She's asking, Ashley Mizuo, Star Advertiser, how long will it take the city to do damage assessments after the weather event is over?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the damage assessment, it really depends on the extent of damage that we have. We will also have some opportunities for the public to report damages so that it makes our work a little bit easier, be able to organize our information before we head out into the public. So normally what we do is collect information from the dispatch centers as to where the response took place so we can figure out where the concentration of damage is. And we also take information from the public to better get a picture of what's going on. And then we send personnel out into the communities to do the damage assessment. But it could take some time. And of course, we can't go out there while the impact is going on. And it's really going to depend on the extent of damage that we see.
All right, the press conference from the city and county of Honolulu talking about how the city is prepping for any kind of issues that may come up from this heavy rain and cautions people just to hunker down, stay at home, stay off the roadways to make sure that those roadways are clear for first responders. And I say that it's timely because what we're seeing right now over Oahu is just the beginning of more heavy rain that potentially could be torrential. There is a thunderstorm to the south of Oahu, and the National Weather Service has put out a special briefing on this. This is capable of producing water spouts as well as small hail, and where there are thunderstorms, by the base of those thunderstorms, there could be some very strong winds from the downdraft. The movement of that rain causes its own downdraft. So just a heads up, the bulk of the heavy rain cell, the thunderstorm cell, is still off to the south of the island, but it's headed our way. And we're already seeing a general increase in heavy rain for Oahu at this time, especially for West Oahu and along the Pali highways, the H3, as well as the Like. Let's look to the south one more time. I want to show you a closer up view of this thunderstorm cell. It's just a few miles offshore. This is going to be most likely moving in within the next 15 to 20 minutes. So especially for West Oahu and the urban core of Oahu, now is the time to get indoors. Don't be driving because this is very heavy and intense rain. Same situation going for Lanai and Molokai right now. As you can see, that rain, all of it moving in from the south. We still have that flash flood warning for the southeast corridor of the Big Island. This goes through 2 p.m. If that rain is consistent, the National Weather Service will extend it. And for areas such as Maui itself, a break from the rain. Maui has had the most rain, upwards of 13 inches of rain in upcountry Maui in the Kula area. Right now, it's not bad in terms of the showers because it's really just over Molokai and Lanai. And on Kauai, it's been fairly consistent, but light to moderate showers. We have not had any flooding issues yet, so stand by because a lot of that wet weather is going to be moving into the garden now. Quick check outside. This is Nimitz and Sand Island. Downtown Honolulu also seeing a bit of heavy rain moving through, and there is more on the way. The good news is that eventually the Big Island and Maui will start to clear of this tonight. We still have a heavy rain situation for Kauai and Oahu all day tomorrow until this thing actually clears the islands, and that's going to be happening in the Wednesday time frame, maybe Wednesday night, early Thursday morning. Here's how it pans out. We continue that flash flood watch. We are seeing heavy rain and isolated thunderstorms. I'm being told that there was some thunder that was heard in the Manoa area just a few minutes ago. Southerly winds continue 20 to 35 plus miles per hour. Not overall, but near those thunderstorms as they move through. One more day of the threat of heavy rain, and then it's fairly back to benign weather starting on Wednesday. So under the gun right now, portions of Maui County, Oahu, and then eventually that moves to Kauai before the storm exits the state in the Wednesday timeframe, early Wednesday morning. Of course, we'll have more for you every newscast. Our next newscast starts at 4 o'clock. But if you want to be in the know, and we'd also like to see what you see near your homes, near your businesses, well, download the KHON2 mobile app. You can scan that QR code, download it, allow push alerts on your device, and also upload anything that you see, whether it be videos or photographs. Of course.